How's it going, everybody? RyeSquad here, and we are back with our ultimate team, no money spent, road to glory, the road to bread. It is back. You guys loved it at the start of last season. I had so much fun with it. I just couldn't keep up with it, but this year, it will be the priority on the channel, guys, and we are ready to get it underway. If you are too, make sure to leave a like on this video. Can we get this video to 20 likes? Hopefully, guys, we can hit that like target. I know we can because you are awesome. But here we go. You can see we're naming our team the Road to Bread. We are ready to get it underway. They're checking to make sure that it's okay, but I promise it's okay, EA, because it's the Road to Bread. Everybody loves the Road to Bread. We all want to get that bread. And here we go. Here is our starter pack. Obviously, as a Sabres fan, I'm going to get all the Sabres cosmetic items, and then we start to get some bronzes. Nothing too crazy here. They're ordered in overall, I start to figure out, so I fly through them a bit quicker. We get into our silver players here. We're not going to get anything special right away, right? We got to get into the gold players. We got to see a gold player pop before we really have something that we can be excited about here. We're starting to get there. 74, there's Bishop, and we get our X Factor player in our opening pack. Who is it going to be? Well, it's no other than Jonathan Huberdeau, the newly acquired Calgary Flames forward. And we also get Jeff Skinner to be our highest overall player. But guys, I am excited for this Jonathan Huberdeau card. It looks really, really nice. His base stats look pretty solid right now for a 77. And there you go. There's the team. It doesn't look great right now. Don't worry, guys. We will work through it. It's a no money spent series, guys, so I'm not going to spend any of my own money on this game. And a lot of you are in that scenario too, and that's why I do this series, right? So you guys can see how you maybe want to build your team, or see how I'm doing it, or hey, compare yourself to me, beat me, race to the road to 99 way quicker than I do. But this Huberdeau card, guys, looks sick. I'm so happy he's the one in our starter pack. I did pre-order the X Factor edition, so we will have a couple packs to open here in just a minute. And that's one thing I wanted to ask you guys about. With the pre-ordering of the X Factor edition, I get 4,600 hut points, pucks, whatever they're called, the points that you can spend on packs. I'm wondering if this year, since they don't give you as many packs to start off, if we just rip a ton of gold packs now, get ourselves started, and move from there, or if you guys think I shouldn't even touch those 4,600 if it's against the spirit. I feel like since it's a pre-order bonus and I'm not actually spending my own money on hut itself, I feel like that's not that bad of a thing. But if you guys don't want to see it, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, because I personally think that 4,600, it's going to be really tempting sitting there all season. But as you can see, these are our 5 packs, and we get about 6 or 7 players, I believe, from these. I think we actually get 5 players total, so we don't get this incredible head start. In the pre-order bonus, we'll see. We just have a pack opening episode where we open our pre-order rewards, if you will. But here we go, the IIHF Women's X Factor pack. The first one we're going to rip is going to be Marie-Philippe Poulin. Also, guys, that X Factor animation is so sweet. It's sick how the X Factor pops out and the red electricity is charged. We get Hillary Knight as an option as well. Our next option is Kendall Coyne Schofield. Really good looking card there. 84 skating already. And then our final X Factor IIHF woman is the cover star, Sarah Nurse. And I immediately looked at Kendall Coyne Schofield just because it's, the one that was most intriguing to me. The base stats looked the best. Next was Hillary Knight. Those two were I was between those two. The 2 Canadians, I wasn't too interested in their cards. They didn't look too tremendously great. Now, I know Kendall Coyne Schofield is only 5'5", but at 87, her card looks insane with 94 speed, 87 wrist shot accuracy, some really good puck control in there. Hillary Knight looks a bit more balanced all around, her checking, shooting, hand, skating, right? Here's Marie-Philippe Poulin. Didn't really like the look of that card, and Sarah Nurse, definitely not a card that I'm interested in. I know it's the physicality, but at 5'8", I don't think her physicality is going to be that big of a deal. And you can see the 90 balance from Coyne Schofield here. It's going to be enough not to get nudged, even though she is 5'5". I think it'd be a cool small card, maybe hit box, maybe miss her, right? So I do end up choosing Kendall Coyne Schofield. You guys can see I'm debating between Hillary Knight. One more glance at their fully boosted cards. It's going to take a while to get there. It's 90,000 coins or a base 86 Hillary Knight, but her superstar ability being big rig and her zone ability being off the rush versus Kendall Coyne Schofield's, I believe it was wheels and then elite edges, it just made the difference, right? Those X factors are amazing, especially Wheels. She's gonna fly around defensemen, and we're gonna get ourselves in on those tight, short breakaways. Next pack we're gonna open up. I'm gonna probably just get rid of this power-up starter pack. We get 6 power-up collectibles, which is nice, but it's no big deal, right? It's not why you guys are here. It's not why you're watching it. Let's just skip this one. It's nice to have. We'll have to figure out where we spend those because we're going to get some X Factor players here coming up. You can see that big yellow X Factor pack. Debating which one to open next. And I think that actually the next one I want to open next is that Hut Spotlight. Those new cards. It's a new promo this year, and it's the one they highlighted in the deep dive. The first card that pops is Spotlight Zegras. Next is Spotlight White Cloud, followed by McCann. Then David Pastrnak, Sarah Nurse again, Chris Letang, Alex DeBrincat, who looks really good, Bowen Byram. Some of these defensemen, guys, I might need to start prioritizing defensemen. But these cards look so good. Like, it's so easy to look at a forward and be like, that guy looks sick. Defensemen are harder to come by, so I do recommend you guys maybe find some defensemen. Early on, I want to score goals and wait, right, for defensemen to come out. Because if I can, because nobody's got good defensemen yet in this game. So if you've got good forwards, that's really where it matters, in my opinion. So, defensemen are harder to find, but the forwards make a bigger impact, if you will. So this Bowen Byram card looks really sweet. But this DeBrincat already having 90 speed, 90 wrist shot accuracy, and 89 puck control at tier 1. Yes, the 78 balance. Yes, he's 5'7", but that is an insane base card. 84 to start your Hut with. 88 speed, 88 wrist shot accuracy, 91 puck control there for Zegras. Zach Whitecloud looks fairly good for an early game defenseman as well, so maybe go with him. Very well rounded. The speed, though, worries me. A lot of these defensemen get phased out quickly because they just can't keep up, and especially with the nerfing of the poke check speed, your skates fall off when you poke check this year, guys, I swear. But Pastrnak was another option. Like I said, the Zach Whitecloud card looks really good. The defensive category, the checking category, and the skating's pretty solid. Sarah Nurse looks okay. Again, not a card that I'm really excited about. Chris Letang with the speed, though, could be one to go after, but ultimately, I said it from the start, it's Alex DeBrincat in this pack for me. His base stats just look so good without me spending any coins to upgrade his Spotlight. Yes, we can use Spotlight collectibles, but it does take a lot to get those Spotlight collectibles. So as little work as possible to get a good card, right? It's no money spent. It's a lot of grinding. If you don't have that much time, look for the best base stats. Don't look for the best final version of that card, because by the time you get there, well, maybe the card's obsolete or there's a new one in your lineup, right? So take a look at the base stats, find the best base stats first. And even if they don't grow into the best card yet, you won't have to put in as many hours to have a serviceable team. And here we go. We're opening our X Factor pack. Kyle Connor popped first, then Alexander Barkov, so we can reunite Barkov and Huberdeau if we wanted to. The next one is Mitch Marner there. His X Factor card looks pretty nice. He's always been a good player in Hut, and they give him a really good balance rating so he doesn't get knocked off the puck. Patty Kane, who I tried out in Hut Rush, guys. Patty Kane is elite. Oh my God, he's insane. Puck on a String is so much fun this year. Kirill Kaprizov pops next. And Puck on a String is one of those that I might target. John Carlson here is the next one. Puck on a String, guys, it just feels like when I was using it, the toe drags, the backhand, forehand, and you could just roof it so easily. And you don't really lose the puck as easily with Puck on a String. I don't know, guys. I love Puck on a String last year. I know I made a meme of it here on the channel and with the moderators, but really, I do like Puck on a String. It's pretty darn good this year. You can really feel how quickly you can stick handle compared to, somebody that doesn't have it. Obviously, the good players are still good players, but Puck on a String elevates them that much more, which is kind of like why I like the way EA has implemented X Factors and star abilities here in NHL, right? In Madden, they kind of feel busted from the get-go, right? And they fixed them. There's a duplicate Huberdeau, so we know who we're not taking out of our 18 players here. Tkachuk comes up next, but they implemented X Factors, I feel like, pretty well. But Tkachuk was an interesting one. You can't look at the card until you're done with it. That's what I was trying to do there. Next up is Trevor Zegras, the cover boy. I really don't like his X Factor. I think it's neat and all, and you're going to see some great clips on the EA Instagram and YouTube and Twitter and whatnot. But it's not one that I want to use. I want practicality. I want something that I can get in, use, and be effective with right away. A guy like Pasternak could be a guy like that. And finally, the last guy to pop is Jacob Markstrom. I'm sorry, I do not want an X Factor goaltender. I'll just find a serviceable goaltender next, right? You can see Zegras here. For a fully powered up card that's going to take forever to get to, it doesn't look too tremendous. Like, his hands are insane, but the rest of the card, the balance is low, the speed is average, and the shot is okay. Flipping through here, taking a look at Barzal, Stamkos, they look pretty similar. I really don't know what I want here at the start, right? Adam Fox looks insane for a defenseman, and especially a right-handed defenseman. You don't find many of those. If I had to do it again, maybe Adam Fox with his tape-to-tape, that elite speed. Obviously, I wanted to check Dylan Larkin's speed. 91, very solid. Will keep up throughout the year, without a doubt. Kirill Kaprizov here, 89. Really good shot, hands. It's a pretty well-balanced card. Ankle breaker and wheels, that is a really deadly combo for an X Factor player. We had him last year. I absolutely loved him last year. I'm not going to end up choosing Kaprizov. We take another look at Patrick Kane here. He's a guy that, 90 speed, but only 80 balance. So even fully powered up, he does tend to get nudged off the puck. So he's a guy that you got to have in space. Otherwise, you're not going to be using him down deep or getting through bodies. But here you can see Mitch Marner there with his 90 agility and 86 balance is going to be able to handle that contact better than a guy like Patrick Kane. Finally, Kyle Connor here is another well-rounded card, but I'm starting to make up my mind here. Maybe one of those right-handed defensemen. We had Shea Theodore last year. Really upset that he was my X Factor in my starter back. It was a very, very bad X Factor to have. Really did not like having him at all. So I can't wait to use Huberdeau this year. But who are we going to pair with Huberdeau? Who is going to be the X Factor partner with Huberdeau? One X Factor. That looks really good here. Spinorama and 1T, or it might be Off the Rush. It's not worth it for me. You really got to look at these zone abilities and superstar abilities. They do set these cards apart. For the most part, they're all going to play pretty similar at this time of year, especially without upgrading them too significantly. Obviously, we already had Huberdeau. One glance at Matthew Tkachuk, 86 speed, fully powered up. He can't even keep up right now with some of the people we have. Roman Josi, the left-handed defenseman, just a quick glance. It's all right. But David Pasternak here with 90 speed, 90 wrist shot accuracy, 82 balance, pretty good hands. Solid stick checking there. His body checking's okay. He's got ankle breaker and snipe. He's got some good synergies. Distributor, wingman, fly the zone. It's looking pretty good for David Pasternak here. It wouldn't cost that much even to get him up to an 81. Only, I believe that's 2,300 coins-ish. And then another 6,000 to get him to an 83. And then we just need base Pasternak, which is 40K, or his base card, which we'll see what happens with that. But we are going to take Pasternak. I just like the idea that he's going to be the easiest to boost. And he's one of those guys that already, right now at a 76 or a couple, 2,200 coins, which I'll get to pretty shortly. He's a guy that we can upgrade early, and it'll be pretty good. And I'm very, very excited to use Pasternak. I had him towards the end of last year's Road to Glory series, and I loved it, and I wish I would have had him earlier. So here we go. Looking at the team builders, though. Stu Barnes, Brad May, Gary Meehan for the Sabres for a team builder. Looks really good. 85, 86 balance, 88 puck control. Shot is okay. Face-offs are decent for early game. So it's just definitely somebody that I'd like to keep an eye on, right? I definitely want to go with the Sabres guy, obviously, being a Sabres fan myself, but some of these cards, I'm sure you could find some better cards, but what I am ultimately going to do here is pick some Sabres legends. Stu Barnes, Brad May, not the other Sabres legend I'm going to pick. It's going to be Brian Campbell. He looks so good. He's going to be able to skate everywhere. His ability looks good. I forgot what his ability was, but I know I liked it quite a bit. So it is going to be Brian Campbell and Gary Meehan for us. I think it might be Jerry Meehan. I can't remember how to pronounce it, so apologies in the comment section there. Taking a look at some of these other guys, I wanted to get the Sabres legends, right? Sabres players that I watched in the past. I obviously didn't watch Jerry Meehan or even Brad May, but the whole Mayday call, his checking is off the charts. He's not going to get nudged off the puck, but I just don't feel like he's going to be able to have that staying power that in a month I'm going to be regretting that decision. Gary Meehan here already played some Hut Rush with him, played some... we are going to get our first Rivals game in here as well. I do like him. He's very solid, hangs onto the puck, a bigger body, and the speed right now is not an issue. I think he's got 86 speed. So it's a very, very well-rounded card. So let's go ahead and add all of these new players to our lineup. The trophies are popping like crazy this year, guys. So like if you're hunting for gamer score or things like that, Chell is going to boost you so hard. But there we go. We got DeBrincat with Skinner and Meehan, Kendall Coyne Sheffield with Gergensons and Pasternak, Huberdeau with some silvers, and then an all-silver fourth line. So defensively, really, this is when I was like, maybe I should have taken one of those guys. Should have been a defenseman. But our goaltender is Ben Bishop. He's tall. Yay. That's about the best thing I can say there. Look at that. Another trophy in this one clip. Another trophy. It's crazy. No head coaches yet. We didn't get a head coach so far, but we are going to send this lineup into Hut Rivals. And right now it's Hut Burst or Rivals Burst right now. One thing we are going to do before we jump in is upgrade some of our players. Kendall Coyne Sheffield, maybe I should spend the 500 coins and upgrade them all. But what I'm going to do first is upgrade Huberdeau, 1 tier to an 80. I think that looks pretty good on him. Everything gets boosted there. 86 speed, 82 wrist shot accuracy. His puck control looks good. But then I'm like, you know what? Let's take a look at Pasternak, the X Factor we actually went out and targeted. And upgrading him, like I said, up for about 2,200 coins sounds like the best move because now he also is going to be in the 81 range. So 2 upgrades for Pasternak, 1 upgrade for Huberdeau, 88 speed, 86 wrist shot accuracy, really good puck control. Very excited to use Pasternak. And, you know, we could even use... some of our power-up passes early here on some of these guys. But looking through, I have 1,800 coins left. Huberdeau, to upgrade him, it's not worth it right now. I think I want to wait and get your guys' feedback on what I should do. Should I be upgrading like DeBrincat? I think I only can use Spotlight collectibles for that. But I am going to put my best defenseman on a pairing together. I don't want to have Brian Campbell weighed down by a 66. Going to put Lawrence Pilot on his pairing there. Ben Bishop's our goalie. And we are going to jump into our first game here, guys. Taking a look at the abilities to Coyne Sheffield with her wheels ability. Huberdeau is going to have tape-to-tape active. Schneip for Pasternak. Brian Campbell has his active. I believe it's Elite Edges. Yes, it is. And then Gary Meehan gets his no contest activated there. So we are good to go. And Nick NYG, maybe a New York Giants fan, congratulations on the win over the Green Bay Packers, is our first ever opponent in NHL 23, the Road to Glory, the no money spent Road to Bread. They also have not played a game themselves, and we are jumping into this one. And I gotta say, guys, I really do like the gameplay this year. It's gonna take some figuring out compared to last year. And there we go. We iced the puck early, but we do beat it out, I guess. Or maybe it's because Fleury touched the puck. I don't know. But here we go. If you aren't aware, we are just going to jump in through the highlights of all these games, guys. Some of these videos will be very highlight centric. We'll be just show you all the goals. So here we go. We're going to jump into our first highlight here. And yes, it's the start of another period. Through 2 periods, it was 0-0 in this one. It was a very tight, a close, a grindy game. And he takes this shot here and it goes off the butt cheeks of Kyle Connor and through the legs of Ben Bishop. That one was pretty frustrating because I was hanging in there, right? This guy's team was much better than mine, as I'll show you at the end of the video here. But this guy's team was much better, and I felt like I was hanging in there and I just needed a bounce, but unfortunately our opponent's the one with the bounce, and with 30 seconds left, Brian Campbell finds Huberdeau. He gets left alone. He makes the move, and he is gonna score, and Jonathan Huberdeau, first goal on the Road to Glory. Jonathan Huberdeau gets his first goal, and hopefully we see plenty of those. And it's kind of exciting because that's our starter pack X Factor player that just tied the game with 35 seconds to go. Nobody scores in those last 35, so we go into overtime where DeBrincat actually bounces off of a hit, goes to center, Gergensons puts it in, but DeBrincat gets credit for the goal, and we are gonna get the win. I felt like I was playing really well there. Towards the end, after my opponent got a goal, I really felt like I grew into the game and I played a lot better. And I feel like, okay, maybe that goal wasn't the prettiest goal, but we'll take them as they come. And I think this is going to be the only Rivals game I play for a little while. First of all, the population's incredibly low, so I'm facing a lot of really tough players. But you can see there, Gergensen should get credit for that. It's going to be an own goal on Carlson, but this guy's got Carlson, Fleury. We're going to preview his team here in just a second, but we do get our first win. But I'm going to wait for the population to rise, wait for the game to come out, at least for the X Factor edition. But you can see the game was pretty even. But this is what I like to do after most of the games, is take a look at my opponent. He's got Bartzel and Kaprizov, which is fine. But then he's got Gold, Carlson, Connor, Doughty, LaRoque, Morrison, Pavelski, Thomas. I mean, Zidlicki. I mean, guys, like, this team was just so much better than mine. It was actually a full, complete Hut team. I don't think I'm quite ready to keep playing in Rivals. As you can see, the stats were pretty similar. I did get a bit outplayed. Not by that much, though. But we do come away with the win, and that's what matters. Let me know your thoughts about the Hut points dilemma. I kind of want to spend them. But guys, that is all the time I have for this one. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see some more. And I will see you guys in the next one.
This a free-for-all before we fall. This a free-for-all before we fall. Took some L's, but I guess you can't win them all. Getting busy, being so busy, but always keeping